Chapter 4, ILLBM Institutions. Institutions in Integrated Lentic Basin Management, ILLBM. From ILBM to ILLBM. Institutional arrangements refer to the rules and customs that govern how people interact and cooperate. They can be formal, like laws, or informal, like traditions. What are institutions? As discussed for ILBM, institutions are the rules that shape how people interact with each other, whether through traditions or laws. They help people work together, solve problems, and guide societal behavior. Institutions can be formal, like laws, or informal, like traditions. Different institutions meet the needs of society, politics, the economy, law, and culture. Understanding these features helps institutions manage lakes more effectively. In ILLBM, institutions retain this central role but also serve as anchors in the lentic core. Their significance lies not only in governing lakes, but also in progressively extending their influence upward into basin frameworks and outward into social, ecological, and cultural domains. From lakes and reservoirs, they expand upward into water and basin and risk management frameworks such as IWRM, Integrated Water Resources Management, IRBM, Integrated River Basin Management, DRR, Disaster Risk Reduction, ICZM, Integrated Coastal Zone Management, and IGM, Integrated Groundwater Management, and outward into socioeconomic, ecological, and cultural linkages and broader coordination and facilitation opportunities. Institutions, therefore, become bridges, weaving together water allocation from IWRM, flow coordination from IRBM, land, sea interface coordination under ICZM, disaster preparedness under DRR, and groundwater recharge management under IGM. Instead of separate silos, ILLBM institutions connect these threads into a coherent, basin-wide fabric. Institutions provide order, fairness, and trust. They help upstream, lake, and downstream communities collaborate peacefully. Through ILLBM, institutions ensure that rules for water sharing, river flow management, disaster preparedness, groundwater protection, and coastal stewardship are consistent and mutually supportive. By working through institutions, these different responsibilities can complement one another, rather than compete. Institutions anchor cooperation in the lentic core and then extend it upward and outward across the wider basin. Institutions versus organizations. As discussed for ILBM, an organization is a group working towards specific goals. In contrast, an institution focuses on promoting a cause or advancing a particular purpose, belief, or goal. This cause could relate to social justice, environmental protection, education, healthcare, human rights, or other vital issues. Organizations are visible actors, including ministries, agencies, and NGOs. Institutions are the underlying rules that guide them. In ILLBM, institutions around lakes and wetlands act as channels connecting organizations across the lentic-lotic continuum. A lake authority, for example, may not become a river authority. However, its rules can still require coordination with groups that manage rivers, those who look after underground water, and teams responsible for preparing for floods and other disasters. Institutions thus provide the bridging framework between organizations, ensuring that rules for water sharing, healthy river flows, and disaster readiness are aligned across the basin. What institutions do? Institutions set rules, share knowledge, and resolve disputes. Under ILLBM, their role extends to facilitating joint planning across connected waters. During droughts, lake committees and IWRM agencies coordinate allocation. During floods, DRR committees rely on agreements with river and lake authorities. When upstream reservoirs alter flows, IRBM councils mediate with downstream lake users. Environmental agencies increasingly add ecological standards and legitimacy using ecosystem health indicators, ensuring sustainability is not overlooked. In this way, institutions anchor in lakes but progressively link up and out to strengthen basin cooperation. Effective institutions address new problems, tackle important issues, and maintain stakeholder relationships. There are 4 types of institutions in lake basin management, ranked by their level of formal power. A. Executive Regulatory Agency. Executive agencies can enforce regulations and collect fees but can be challenging to establish due to power dynamics. It requires trust building, a crisis, and no international borders. B. Coordinating Agency. Coordinating agencies have neither regulatory nor fee collection powers but have legal authority, a separate budget, and staff that sometimes operates independently from other agencies. C. Coordinating Committee. Coordinating committees generally do not have sufficient legislative support, adequate resources, and strong enforcement strength. However, forming a committee could be an initial step towards coordinated management. D. Customary and self-regulated associations. Customary and self-regulated management is effective in areas with low populations and abundant resources, such as farmer and fishermen associations. As discussed for ILLBM, institutions take many forms: executive agencies, coordinating committees, and community associations. Under ILLBM, each type is extended through cross-basin linkages. A wide variety of institutions play roles in lake and basin management. These include government agencies responsible for water quality, lake authorities that oversee fisheries and shoreline use, tourism boards that regulate recreational activities, and local committees that manage irrigation or protect wetlands. Community associations, such as farmer cooperatives or fishing groups, also provide on-the-ground stewardship and help maintain traditional practices. In the case of ILLBM, a lake committee, for example, may now include upstream irrigation districts, groundwater managers, or coastal fisheries councils. Customary associations can partner with neighboring communities along rivers or wetlands. Each institution retains its familiar form, but its partners and scope expand, linking with water-sharing arrangements during droughts, cooperative measures for floods and sediment control, agreements for hazard preparedness, and practices that safeguard groundwater recharge. Features of effective institutions. Effective institutions are like good neighbors: fair, transparent, and well-connected. Their strength comes from the people who run them and the trust they build with others. A strong lake institution does not stand alone. The people within it talk with those managing rivers upstream, communities living downstream, groups that watch over underground water, and teams preparing for floods or other risks. Success is not only about how well the institution performs locally, but also about how well its people cooperate with others, sharing water fairly in dry times, working together during floods, keeping rivers and lakes healthy, and protecting the hidden water underground. When people within institutions are respected and trusted, the institutions themselves become reliable partners across the basin. Improving institutional performance. Improving performance is always essential, but in lake basin management, it means more than just doing today's job well. First, institutions need to look closely at how they function at the heart of the system, the lake and its surrounding wetlands. Next, they should check how well they connect with others, those managing rivers, coasts, underground water, and disaster readiness. Finally, they should take small but steady steps to close the gaps where cooperation is weak. This cycle of checking, connecting, and adjusting helps institutions grow gradually without being overwhelmed. Each round begins with the lake and then expands outward, making governance stronger and more resilient over time. This is very similar to the ILLBM platform process, a cyclic approach where institutions learn, adapt, and improve step by step. We will look at that process more closely later, but the message is the same: institutions, like people, get better through reflection, adjustment, and practice. Customary and community institutions. Customary and community institutions, such as farmer groups, fishing associations, and village councils, form what we call the seventh pillar of hardware. These traditions and practices give legitimacy and continuity to governance. In ILLBM, cultural institutions anchor local stewardship while also connecting to broader areas of basin management, sharing water fairly, keeping rivers and lakes flowing in a healthy way, preparing for floods and disasters, and safeguarding underground water recharge, protecting coastal ecosystems and livelihoods. By weaving culture into governance, institutions gain resilience that technical rules alone cannot provide, bridging land, water, and coast in a seamless continuum from headwaters to the sea. Closing. Institutions are the backbone of sustainable basin governance. In ILLBM, institutions anchor governance in lakes and wetlands, then progressively link to basin-wide frameworks and outward to cultural traditions. Their enduring value lies in their local beginnings, which evolved to connect with larger water and societal systems, thereby ensuring cooperation extends beyond the lentic core. No institution stands alone. Step by step, institutions become connectors across the lentic-lotic continuum, ensuring that sustainability is not only ecological but also social, equitable, and resilient. This is the promise of ILLBM, building lasting connections through institutions.